Welcome to Kim's Creativity Hacks. Welcome everybody. How are you today? Today's creativity hack is a two-parter and it's about considering where we work. Now the hack itself is about changing where you work. When was the last time you did that? But I want to share two different approaches that I've taken in the last couple of weeks about the places that I work. So the first part of this creativity hack is about making the space for creativity in the first place. And to do that, we're going to go back and look at a short snippet from a vlog I did a couple of weeks ago about where I work at home. Enjoy. I've had this quite big desk which I've always used, and I've been using it quite successfully, but since I've started working on all sorts of different projects, the space started not to work for me. So I've actually spent the last hour and a half this morning not just tidying my desk, but rearranging it to give myself some space. So many people that run their businesses from home that I speak to are real advocates of this approach about having a dedicated space to work for the day and make sure that you're disciplined and everything you need is around it. So I've definitely been more productive and more clear-minded with the greater space. I'm using my corkboard more. I'm pulling things on and off it as I think of things to add to lists or ideas or mind maps. But what I realised over the last couple of days is it's not the only space that I can work. So I've taken a leaf out of my own creativity notes today, and I've decided to bring my work outside. So I'm sitting in the shade on the patio, looking at the gorgeous garden under the blue summer sky here in North London. Lots of notes, lots of sticky notes, and busy creating. So how cool was that? I had such a good couple of hours out on the patio. And so what it demonstrated to me is two things. So the first thing is that having to physically move made a difference. So actually relocating just shifted me, and I had to make some decisions about the thing I was going to work on outside, because I wasn't going to have everything around me. So I had to be focused and choose what was the task that I was going to work on and take the things that I needed for that task only. So you can see how that can really provide some great focus. The second thing I noticed is, I guess you'd call it a figurative move. So actually relocating physically resulted in a mental shift. And there was something about sitting out on the patio, and this is the place where, I do a lot of my reading. I love sitting out and looking at the garden and the roses when they're happening. So it's a place I associate with feeding myself and feeding my soul and nourishing myself. And it gave me a whole different access to generating ideas out there. There was something different about my energy and just setting myself up out there for a couple of hours and seeing what happened. They say a change is as good as a holiday, and maybe I just made myself a 2-hour holiday. So let me also share with you what I produced. So I had been making notes on my first video in the Education Matters series, and what I was doing was compiling all of the different notes I've made, different research areas, and then deciding where all the different themes were. Was I going to include everything? What really ran as a story? And that's my point. I actually started to storyboard what I was going to talk about. If you've seen the video, there are a few different themes. So I start out at the school summer concert. I then go on to talk about Ken Robinson's TED Talk video. I throw in a little bit of innovation technique, but the whole thing is about creativity, and it allowed me to create all of those different links to come up with that video on the case for creativity. The second thing that happened, which I hadn't thought about before, was as I was developing that storyboard, I started to think about, what are some of the things we can do to encourage kids to be more creative? And then I thought about, well, what are the things we can do? How, as I say in the video, how do we be examples of encouraging creativity? And that actually inspired the idea of these short creativity hacks and doing a series of those, trying them out, sharing them with you, and seeing what I learn, and getting your feedback. So 2 really great things came out of actually shifting my workspace, literally. So that's it for today's creativity hack. If you have any creativity hacks you'd like to share, or you'd like to talk about where you work specifically and anything you've tried to change to make it more creative, please let me know. You can leave a comment and subscribe, or share. So this is Kim Hamer signing off. Get creative, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.